Once upon a time, near a place called Kadattanadu in northern Kerala, there lived a brave and strong woman named Unniyarcha. She belonged to the Puthooram Veedu, a famous family from Tiyar community known for raising skilled and great warriors. From a young age, Unniyarcha learned the art of fighting, trading in the country just like the men in her family. By the time she was 7, Unniyarcha had already learned to handle all kinds of weapons, from tiny daggers to long swords. But the weapon that made her truly special was the urumi, a long, flexible whip-like sword that only the most skilled warriors could use. In her hands, it moved like a living thing, striking down enemies with grace and power. It is said that Unniyarcha won 64 duels, that is Angam, in her lifetime, an incredible achievement especially for a woman at that time. Unniyarcha's father, Kannappan Chekavar, was a respected master of Kalaripayattu, Kerala's ancient martial art. She had 2 brothers, Aromal Chekavar and Kannappan Chekavar. Aromal Chekavar was a fierce and fearless fighter. People trembled at the mere mention of his name. From a young age, Unniyarcha was trained in Kalaripayattu with her brother Aromal and her cousin Chandu. Her father had adopted Chandu, making him a part of the family. However, Chandu was known to be a very cunning and unpleasant person. As Unniyarcha grew older, one day her mother said, "Archa, it's time you think about getting married." Unniyarcha smiled and replied, "Don't worry, Amma. I will choose my own husband, someone I truly love." Her mother asked, "Are you in love with someone?" Blushingly, Unniyarcha said, "Yes. His name is Kunniraman. He is a Kalaripayattu master from Puducherry." Her parents agreed and decided to get her married to Kunniraman. When her cousin Chandu heard about this, he was heartbroken. Chandu had loved Unniyarcha since they were children. His love for her had grown strong over the years. Filled with sadness and anger, Chandu went to her and said, "I've loved you since we were kids. I want to marry you." Unniyarcha gently replied, "I'm sorry, Chandu. I don't feel the same. I can't marry you." With pain in his eyes, Chandu asked, "Why, Archa? Why are you rejecting me? Am I not good enough?" She responded kindly, "You are not worthless, Chandu, but I've always seen you like a brother. I can never think of you in any other way." Chandu was deeply hurt. Angry and heartbroken, he left. Not long after, Unniyarcha married Kunniraman, and their life together began happily. In those days, when 2 kings had a dispute, they would hire warriors called Chegavars to fight for them. The fight would continue until one warrior died. The king whose warrior won would win the dispute. At one point, there was a conflict between 2 kings. One king hired Aromal Chekavar, Unniyarcha's elder brother, to fight for him. The other king hired Aringodar. Before the fight, Unniyarcha's father asked Chandu to accompany Aromal as his helper. Chandu agreed, though he hated Aromal. Because of his hatred towards Aromal, Chandu secretly did something terrible. He loosened the handle of Aromal's sword, knowing that it could break during the fight. Chandu didn't want Aromal to win. It was quite hidden betrayal. Aromal didn't know this. He entered the duel. His opponent was a dangerous and strong fighter named Aringodar Chekavar. The fight was fierce. Even with the damaged sword, Aromal fought with all his heart and killed Aringoda. He won the duel, but he got badly injured. He was bleeding, tired, and weak. Aromal went back to his resting night. While he was asleep, Chandu killed Aromal, his own cousin. Because of this act, Chandu became known as Chadiyan Chandu, which means Chandu the betrayer. After Chadiyan Chandu murdered Aromal Chekavar, the Puthooram family was in deep sorrow. But no one was more devastated than Unniyarcha, his sister. But Unniyarcha wasn't a woman to cry forever. She turned her pain into purpose. She vowed to take revenge on Chandu. She knew Chandu had to pay, not just for betrayal, but for the shame and pain he caused to their family. She was already married to Kunniraman and soon gave birth to her son Aromalunni, while Aromal Chekavar's wife gave birth to his son Kannappan Unni. Unniyarcha devoted the rest of her life to a single purpose, training her only son Aromalunni and her nephew Kannappan Unni to take revenge and restore the honor of Puthooram family. She didn't raise them with softness, she raised them like warriors, with discipline, courage, and a sense of duty. As they grew into fierce and noble fighters, she prepared them for the day they would face Chadiyan Chandu, the man who had betrayed and murdered her brother. Meanwhile, Chandu lived freely. He became rich, built his own household, and earned respect as a warrior. Many had forgotten his betrayal, but Puthooram Veedu never did. When that day finally arrived, she gave them one last command and a mother's final words. If you die in a fair battle, I will dress your body in silk and perform all the last rites with honor. If you fall to a hidden arrow from a coward, I will cover you in green lace and no funeral will be held. With her blessing, Aromalunni and Kannappan Unni set out on their mission. The fierce and decisive battle wasn't short. Steel clashed, blood spilled, grief and rage met skill and betrayal. Chandu fought like a man trying to escape his fate, but the truth of his past had caught up with him. Every move of Aromalunni was like a blow from his mother's spirit. Every strike from Kannappan Unni carried the weight of a son seeking justice for his father. In the final moment, together, the two warriors defeated Chadiyan Chandu. As a proof of their victory, they brought back his severed head to Puthooram Veedu, thus settling the long-standing revenge and restoring justice to their family. By this time, Unniyarcha had grown old. Her life's mission was complete and her heart was finally at peace. She chose to retreat to a quiet temple in Omalur, where she spent her final days chanting bhajans and devoting herself to prayer and peace. When Aromalunni, now a grown man and respected warrior, offered to stay and care for her, she gently refused, saying, "Your mother needed no support in her youth, and she asked for none now." She asked her son to come to the temple on the 7th day. When Aromalunni returned as promised, he found her lifeless body lying peacefully near the river, having passed away during her prayers. She had left the world quietly, like a true warrior, strong, dignified, and alone.